We're diving into the most thrilling and intense stories of revenge that actually happened in human history. We chose 10 of them. So ladies and gentlemen, here are top 10 most extreme stories of revenge from history that will blow your mind. Number 10, the Vasa ship sabotage, Sweden, 1628. Kicking things off at number 10, we've got a shipwreck that wasn't just bad luck. It was sabotage. The Vasa was supposed to be Sweden's pride and joy, the mightiest warship ever built. But here's where it gets juicy. When a fired shipbuilder warned the king that the ship was unstable, he was completely ignored. So what did he do? He subtly sabotaged the ship during construction. On its maiden voyage, the Vasa barely made it 1,500 meters before capsizing and sinking in front of thousands of spectators, including the king. Talk about a public fail. This guy was so mad about losing his job, he decided, if I can't build a perfect ship, no one can. Morale of the story? Maybe listen to your engineers. Number 9, Boudica's vengeance against Rome, 60 AD. At number 9, we have a revenge story that's the stuff of legend, Boudica's rebellion. After her husband died, the Romans decided to take over Boudica's land, publicly flogging her and abusing her daughters. That was the final straw for the warrior queen of the Iceni tribe. She rallied her people, and with fire in her heart and vengeance in her eyes, led a revolt that destroyed 3 Roman cities, including Londinium, modern-day London. Her army killed over 80,000 people in what became one of the largest uprisings against Roman rule. Boudica wasn't here for negotiations. She wanted the Romans to feel her wrath. When you mess with the warrior queen, you better expect to see your city in flames. Number 8, the Pazzi conspiracy and Medici revenge, 1478. Number 8 takes us to Renaissance Italy for a tale of betrayal and vengeance that shook Florence. The Medici family was the most powerful in Florence, and their enemies, the Pazzi family, wanted them gone. On Easter Sunday, Giuliano de' Medici was stabbed 19 times by Pazzi attackers in front of the congregation at the Florence Cathedral. But his brother Lorenzo survived. What followed was the Medici family's ruthless revenge. The conspirators and their allies were hunted down, executed, and their bodies hung from the very windows of the government palace. Number 7, the Hatfield and McCoy feud, 1800s. At number 7, we've got one of the wildest family feuds in American history, the Hatfield and McCoy feud. It all started over, get this, a stolen pig. Yup, a single pig. But the tension between these two Appalachian families quickly escalated. Over the next 30 years, their feud led to shootouts, ambushes, and court battles, with dozens of family members dying on both sides. It got so out of hand that both Kentucky and West Virginia had to send in law enforcement to stop the violence. Imagine starting a blood feud over a pig, and not just any feud, this one became legendary. Lesson learned, don't mess with someone's bacon. Number 6, Vlad the Impaler's brutal revenge against the Ottomans, 1462. Coming in at number 6 is one of the most gruesome stories of revenge in history, Vlad the Impaler's wrath against the Ottoman Empire. After being held hostage by the Ottomans as a young man and witnessing the horrors of captivity, Vlad sought brutal revenge upon his release. When the Ottomans tried to invade his lands, Vlad captured thousands of their soldiers and impaled them on stakes, creating a forest of impaled bodies outside his castle. The sight was so horrifying that it stopped the Ottoman army in its tracks, forcing them to retreat. Vlad's message was pretty clear. Don't even think about messing with me again. When your welcome mat is a field of impaled bodies, you know you've taken revenge to a whole new level of terrifying. Number 5, Queen Olga of Kyiv's ruthless revenge, 945 AD. At number 5, we've got Queen Olga of Kyiv, who took revenge to an entirely new level of ruthlessness. After her husband, Prince Igor, was brutally killed by a neighboring tribe called the Drevlians, they tried to force Olga to marry their prince. She pretended to agree, but behind the scenes, she was planning their complete annihilation. First, she buried their ambassadors alive, then invited more of their soldiers to a feast, only to have them burned alive. For the grand finale, she laid siege to their city and set it on fire using birds carrying sulfur-soaked cloths. That's right, she burned a city to the ground with pigeons. Pigeons as a weapon of mass destruction? Olga wasn't just ruthless, she was creative. When it comes to revenge, this queen didn't play. Number 4, the 47 Ronin's ultimate act of loyalty. Japan, 1701. At number 4, we have the story of the 47 Ronin, the ultimate tale of loyalty and revenge. After their master, Lord Asano, was forced to commit suicide after being insulted by a corrupt court official, Kira Yoshinaka, the 47 samurai who served him became Ronin, masterless warriors. But they didn't let their master's death go unavenged. For 2 years, they plotted and planned, pretending to move on with their lives. But in 1703, they stormed Kira's mansion, avenged their master's death by killing Kira, and then turned themselves in, knowing they would have to commit seppuku to restore their honor. 2 years of patient planning and perfect execution, these samurai took revenge with precision and honor. Even in death, they made sure justice was served. Number 3, Hannibal's revenge on Rome, 211 BC. Picture this. Hannibal, a Carthaginian general with a lifelong grudge against Rome, sets out to take vengeance for Carthage's defeat in the First Punic War. He doesn't just invade, he does the unthinkable, crossing the Alps with an army and on war elephants. Emerging in Italy, he launches a campaign that nearly destroys Rome, using brilliant tactics to crush massive Roman armies, including his stunning victory at the Battle of Cannae. For 16 years, Hannibal terrorizes Rome, becoming its worst nightmare. Though he's eventually forced to retreat, Hannibal's revenge leaves Rome scarred forever. Number 2, Henry II's guilt-fueled revenge, 1170. Henry II of England indirectly caused the murder of his former friend, Thomas Becket, the Archbishop of Canterbury. Becket and Henry had a falling out over the power of the church versus the crown, and in a moment of frustration, Henry supposedly shouted, "Will no one ride me of this troublesome priest?" His knights took it as an order and killed Becket right in the cathedral. Racked with guilt, Henry ordered a massive act of penance, walking barefoot to Canterbury and allowing himself to be flogged in public by monks. Henry didn't exactly mean for Becket to die, but once it happened, his public display of penance was the ultimate self-inflicted revenge. It's not often a king volunteers for a beating. Number 1, the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, 1914. And finally, at number 1, we've got a revenge assassination that literally changed the world: the murder of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. In 1914, Serbian nationalist Gavrilo Princip shot and killed Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, in an act of revenge against the empire's control over Bosnia. This single moment of vengeance set off a chain reaction that led to the outbreak of World War I, one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. When revenge sparks a world war, it's a powerful reminder of just how far reaching a single act of violence can be. This was more than just revenge. It was the spark that ignited global chaos. And there you have it, 10 of the most extreme and shocking stories of revenge in history. From queens burning cities to samurai avenging their master, these stories show that history isn't just about facts and dates. It's full of drama, betrayal, and unbelievable acts of vengeance. Which story blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another wild ride through history with us at Top 10s in History. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.